June 4, 2008, Mesa, Arizona. This is the last photograph of Travis Alexander alive. It was taken at 5:29 pm. He was standing in his shower. Within minutes of that image, he would be shot in the head, stabbed 27 times, and his throat cut from ear to ear. The camera that captured this moment was later found in a washing machine. Inside it were photos taken not only before the attack, but during it. There were no sign of forced entry, no proof of multiple attacker, but there was one woman who would later give three different explanations about what happened inside that bathroom. This is the case of Jodi Arias and the murder of Travis Alexander. Travis Alexander was born on July 28, 1977. His childhood was difficult. His parents struggled with drug addiction. After they passed away, Travis and his siblings were raised by their grandmother. As a young adult, he joined the Church of Jesus Christ Latter day Saints. Friends later said his faith changed him. It became the center of his life, not something he talked about loudly, but something he tried to live by. It shaped how he saw discipline, success, and relationship. He built a career with prepaid legal services, later known as Legal Shield. It was a company that sold legal insurance plans through a multi-level marketing structure. Inside that company, Travis stood out. He became the conference speaker, a trainer, someone who could hold a room's attention. He often spoke about his past, about growing up unstable, about choosing different paths. By 2008, he was 30-year old. He owned a home in Mesa, Arizona. He had a strong social circle in his church community. From the outside, his life was looked stable. In September 2006, Travis attended a company conference in Las Vegas. There, he met Jodi Arias, a 26-year-old photographer. Witnesses later said the attraction between them was immediate. She lived in California, he lived in Arizona. The relationship became long distance almost immediately. They talked often, long phone calls, late night conversation, discussion about faith and goals. Within a few months, Judy converted into Mormonism. Travis baptized her himself. That moment seemed serious, symbolic. Travis publicly spoke about waiting until marriage to have sex. Privately, their relationship was physical. That made things complicated. According to the emails later shown in the court, his tone toward Jodi shifted over time. Sometimes loving, sometimes critical, sometimes harsh. They broke up in June 2007, but they did not fully separate. Hun called later showed thousands of calls and messages. They still saw each other. The connection stayed active. Meanwhile, Travis told his friend he was trying to move on. He began dating other women. One of them was Mimi Hall. He invited her on a trip of Cancun planned for June 2008. Judy was not invited. Travis appeared to be stepping away. Judy did not appear to be doing the same. Over time, the issue was no longer just whether they were together. It became about what the separation meant. Travis seemed to moving forward, meeting other women, making plans that did not include her. But the communication between them was continued. When one person pulling away and the other doesn't, the imbalance grows. Rejection is not only about losing someone. Sometimes it feels like losing your place in their life. And when those losses become visible, new dates, new plans, public distance, it can feel personal. By early 2008, the gap between them was no longer equal. It was uneven, and uneven relationship create pressure. During this time, Travis' tires were slashed, his emails was accessed without permission. Judy appeared unexpectedly at events. He told his friend he felt uneasy. On May 28, 2008, a burglary was reported at Judy's grandparents' home in Eureka, California. Among the items reported stolen was .25 caliber handgun. That weapon was never recovered. .25 caliber bullet would later be found in Travis' bathroom. On June 2, 2008, Judy rented a white Ford Focus. She said she would drive locally. When the car was returned, it was nearly 2,800 extra miles. The floor mats were gone. The car had been cleaned. Before the trip, she borrowed gas can and bought another one. Carrying extra fuel meant fewer stops. Fewer records, less visibility. Shortened after midnight on June 4th, Travis' outgoing communication was stopped. That was the last trace of himself alive outside his home. June 4th, 2008. The digital camera found in the washing machine became the one of the most important piece of evidence. Even after going through a washing machine, forensic expert recovered deleted photos. The data created a timeline. Early afternoon, Travis was alive, in the shower. At 5:29 p.m., the final clear image. Minute later, blurred photos. The camera falling. Chaos. He had been shot once in the head. Stabbed 27 times. His throat cut deeply. He had defensive wound on his hand. The medical examiner ruled it a homicide. The injuries suggested prolonged violence. On June 4th, colleagues went to check on him after he missed calls. Inside the master bathroom, they found him in the shower. One of the 911 callers mentioned an ex-girlfriend he had described as stalking him. Her name was Jodi Arias.
What's going on?
A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there and said there's lots of blood. I didn't go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there.
Yes, please, can you?
Hello.
Hi, so what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay, how did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him for a few days.
She said that there was blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut
No,
his wrist?
it's all over the place.
Is there any weapons around?
I don't know. Not that I saw.
How many people are in the house?
How many are in the house right now? Just the 5 of us? 5 of us.
Okay, I need all of you outside.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. Okay, you're a good friend of Travis's, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been depressed at all? Thinking about committing suicide, anything like that?
I don't think he's been thinking he committed suicide. He's been really depressed because he broke up with this girl, and he was all upset about that. But I don't think he would actually kill himself over that.
Has he been threatened by anyone recently?
Yes, he has. Okay. He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that.
And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name?
Do you remember? Yeah. What's his ex-girlfriend's name? Ask Taylor.
And do you know if he's ever reported it to the police?
Her name is Jodi. I don't know if he's ever reported. Hold on. Yeah.
When police first questioned Jodi, she said she was not there. She had not seen him. She knew nothing. That was her first story.
Were you at Travis's house on Wednesday?
Absolutely not. I was nowhere near Mesa. I was nowhere near Phoenix. I wasn't even close to him.
But phone records placed her in the arena. The rental car records show the long drive. Her DNA was found inside the bathroom. The photos from the camera showed her there hours before his death. So she changed the story. She said 2 unknown people entered the home and attacked Travis. She said she ran away in the fear.
In a nutshell, 2 people took Travis's life. 2 monsters.
You did not shoot Travis.
No, I've never even shot a real gun.
You did not stab him 27 times.
No, that's heinous.
Or slit his throat from ear to ear.
I can't imagine slitting anyone's throat.
But there was no forced entry, no unknown DNA, no evidence of other attacker. Same story 3. Self-defense. She admitted she killed him, but said she was afraid of her life.
Did you kill Travis Alexander on June 4th, 2008?
Yes, I did.
Why?
The simple answer is that he attacked me, and I defended myself.
Okay.
By the time the case reached trial, the focus was not only what happened in the bathroom, It was on whether her changing story reflected fear or strategy. The trial began in 2013 and was widely televised. Jodi testified for 18 days. The prosecution focused on planning, the rental car, the gas cans, the missing gun, the long drive. They argue the violence was not sudden. The defense argued she acted out of fear. In May 2013, she was found guilty of first-degree murder of Travis Alexander.
The State of Arizona versus Jodi Arias, verdict, count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn, in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty. 5 jurors find premeditated, 0 find felony murder, 7 find both premeditated and felony.
After multiple sentencing phases, she was sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2015. She is still serving her life sentence in Arizona. Travis Alexander was 30 years old. He had plans. He had a future that ended inside his own bathroom. The case became media content. But at its center, it was simple. A life was taken. And the most important witness was not the person, it was a camera.